be peace in the Middle East. There will never be peace in our land because people live there that are living in stolen property. That's why there'll never be peace in America. They murdered 77 million Native Americans to build this city you see right now. God will never let it be peace in this kingdom. God is going to send America into thermonuclear war. That's why the Navy sending destroyers to China right now. That's why they surrounded Taiwan right now. That's why Belarus putting troops on the border, getting ready to invade Poland right now. That war is not going to stop. France is going to get in. Turkey and Saudi Arabia going to war. Iran going to war with America. It's never going to stop. God is bringing World War III to judge the nations for the evil you've done to his children. Palestinians were never Arabs. The real ethnic Philistines were Africans. There's people living in our land in the Middle East. You don't know who the hell those people are. Those aren't the natives that actually belong to that land. The real land of these 12 tribes of the nation of Israel is damn near the entire Middle East. Turkey, Saudi Arabia, Lebanon, Yemen, Palestine, Israel, parts of Afghanistan, Iraq, Iran, all of that land belongs to the children of Israel. That was the original land of the Garden of Eden that God gave to Adam since he began the entire world, man. That land belongs to our people. It never belonged to the people that live there now. That's why it's always been war there. People living in our land that don't belong there. There will never be peace in the Middle East. There will never be peace in our land because people live there that are living in stolen property. That's why there'll never be peace in America. They murdered 77 million Native Americans to build this city you see right now. God will never let it be peace in this kingdom. God is going to send America into thermonuclear war. That's why the Navy sending destroyers to China right now. That's why they surrounded Taiwan right now. That's why Belarus putting troops on the border, getting ready to invade Poland right now. That war is not going to stop. France is going to get in. Turkey and Saudi Arabia going to war. Iran going to war with America. It's never going to stop. God is bringing World War III to judge the nations for the evil you've done to his children. And you think it don't matter, which is even more why God going to bring destruction on the earth. We ain't destroying nothing. We bringing our people back from the dead. We're bringing our people back from Percocets and Molly's and heroin and shelters and prisons and not having families and daddies, not knowing what race we are. Do you know how big of a crime that is? You might think it's a small thing that Hamite came up here and tried to say that Jamaicans were Africans. Do you know they tortured and beat our identity out of us to make us call ourselves African, American, and Jamaican, and Mexican, and Puerto Rican, and Dominican? They tortured us to make us take those identities. They tortured us to make us Catholic. They tortured us to make us Muslim. They tortured us to make us Democrats and Republicans. Destroyed our families, man. That is a crime. And because no one is used to being held accountable for the crimes they do against God's chosen people, everybody think it's okay. Everybody think it's okay. It's just democracy. It's just the way of life. God is going to punish democracy. God is going to destroy this way of life, man. Outrages and atrocity were committed against our people. That's why we ran into the West Coast. We ran into the East Coast of Africa running from the Romans. That's how we ended up in Africa. We ran into Africa from our homeland in the Middle East. And we migrated and finally settled on the West Coast of Africa. And we made great empires in Africa while we were there, while we fought the Africans every step of the way.
Outrages and atrocities was committed against the residue of the people during the period from Pompey to Julius. It has been estimated that over 1 million Jews...
Million what?
Jews...
Go ahead.
...fled into Africa.
How could 1 million white people flee into Africa to hide?
Right.
How is that possible? You understand? Unless the Jews were not white people.
That's right.
You looking at the real Jews right now.
Right.
You listening to the real children of God right now.
Right.
Why you think we make all the dances that your children dance to?
Right.
You using all of the inventions that we made. Don't you realize God made one people above everybody else?
That's right.
The cell phone comes from a black man. The video game cartridge comes from a black man. The color TV comes from a Mexican brother. The fiber optic cables for your HDMI cords and your high-speed internet that is millions of miles of cables in the ocean so that everyone has internet on their phone, that come from Dr. Shirley Jackson, a black woman.
Right.
The real children of Israel are so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
That's right.
You understand? That's who the Bible is written about, not all people. Keep going.
Fleeing from Roman persecution and slavery.
Roman persecution and slavery. We were running from slavery. Why? Because when the Europeans took over our land, they put us in slavery.
That's right.
That slave trade, we have been running for them for hundreds of years before they got access to the North Africa. A Roman general named Leo Scipius Africanus defeated an African general named Hannibal during the Second Punic Wars. They were fighting to get access to North Africa so that they could come and find us that they had been looking for so that we could build them the United States of America. So we could build them the British Empire. So we could build them the Spanish Armada. So we could be their army and their navy, their inventors, their scientists, pick their cotton and their sugar canes. And even though we died and suffered, we built the greatest empire on the earth.
That's right.
That's why they were looking for us.
Right.
They weren't looking for Africans. Damn right, sis. They were looking for the children of God.
Right.
Why you think you go on a construction site, all you see is blacks and Hispanics? Why you think your city filled with trees and beautiful grass and flowers? It's all done by God's chosen people.
Right.
You don't realize that, man. This place has robbed our people blind. And the only reason it's been allowed to do so is because God has been against our people for being sinners.
Right.
God has been against our people because the Christian church taught us we didn't have to keep God's laws, statutes, and commandments. Church taught us we could eat pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster, and God would still love us. Church taught us we could kill our babies, and God would still be on our side. Church taught us you can have sex with a sister and throw her away if you don't want to be with her anymore. Church told us we could get divorces. Church taught us you can murder your brother and pray to God about it and everything will be all right. Church told us we could do these things. And because of it, God has been against us. God has not been protecting us. That's why our communities are destroyed. From here to Central America, to Mexico, to Honduras, to Puerto Rico, to Brazil, to Haiti, to Trinidad, Jamaica, everywhere you see our people, our communities are destroyed.
Right.